Yeah. Welcome everybody to the Truman Show. We're back. Give thanks for life. We're alive once more. One more Sunday with Mr. Jabba in Switzerland. How are you, Jabba?
Very good, thank you. It's very warm
Great.
here, and I'm glad to be on the show. Uh, yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit different. I did not really present any presentation in that way, so we just gonna talk about the different stuff that turns all around the dream of life and the
Yeah.
nightmare we're gonna make, or we make out of it. Though.
That's it. Because the dream of life, that's a subject. That's what I was saying in the chat just before we start. And the dream of life is something that's probably, something that I've been working on for a few years now. But the dream of life is something we all have to experience. But I think we're all in some kind of nightmare that created mainly by our thoughts. Because the moment you change your thoughts, you change the way you perceive. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at are gonna change. So the nightmare takes place in there. It's not outside, because outside everything is divine. Everything is divine. I don't know if the word is right.
No, I would say that the outside are the consequences now from all that inside confusion. That is a huge difference. Also, when we talk about the dream of life, then we have definitely to define what is alive, because we don't really know it that way anymore. But like all shows, I wish just to start to say thanks to everyone who's here already in the chat, and we will definitely watch over the chat tonight, because like I said, I didn't really prepare a show in this way. I just also want to talk about the dream of life, and I also going to talk to myself, because like I told you, we're going to take some time off for the shows, and we will take at least 2 weeks off. So I will also be a little bit with the family and so on. And also like to what I want to address, like on each show, please just verify the things we are saying, instead of just blindly following anyone, or that's the same for us. And also to not believe anything. We're going to also talk about knowing and believing anything, but don't just take granted what we're going to talk about. On another hand, we have sometimes some people who come still and don't watch the whole show. First of all, I think also when you're going to talk about a certain subject, maybe not tonight, because we don't really have like a presentation, but like in the other videos, it's important to see the whole video, and also maybe watch some other videos also before making just a fixed idea of something that is completely not us. That is I think that is very important part also, that we are not here to sell anything. We are not here to we don't want to harm anyone. So we just expose what we experience. And in fact, a lot of people who are coming, they are just talk about opinion, but opinion have no value whatsoever in reality. We have to recognize that even my own opinion don't count in that all. It is like, in my opinion, we are not supposed to do this kind of shows. Things should be clear. So we would not have to expose ourselves and bring that kind of message to the people. But and again, the people just they take it or leave it. On the other hand, it also we have people who listen but don't really comprehend. So I would just say, if anyone have real questions and want more precision on it, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever. I'm glad to answer any answer. I love answer anyway. I love questioning in all sense. That's why it is. I'm always glad. Also, a lot of people that come in really with deep questions, sometimes it's more easy than make like a huge comment with a lot of questions. Maybe just make one comment with one question, so it is maybe easy to answer. But I'm very happy that people are coming back and give that feedback. Now, about the dream of life, to define that, a lot of people have a dream of life, or they define it as a dream of life, but it is in fact a dream of death. And that is always like the limit we put ourselves in it when we start to talk about dream, because dream cannot have any expectation on it. A dream cannot have any timetable on it. A dream have to be, we can call it a certain projection without expectation. Also, the projection should not be planned, because like I say, I give to life and life give it back to me. So if I ask something, life will give it in the perfect way back. And it's not always the way we expect it, or it's not the place where we expect it. That is the huge difference between having agreement with the man and expecting that the man will come back and pay the due that we have defined, right? And that is also like the whole value of the system that comes in, that if you put a price on something, then you will simply not get more of it, you know. So it is the price you set, and that is decided from the system, that will define the price and the value, also like the value, how they call it. So that's why it is very important to get to the source and to comprehend any time that we get in conflict with something that comes between us and our reality, right? So as soon as we allowed like a third party come into our mind to think about something, to act in a way, or to eat or anything, like that is always like the system where it comes in, and that is where we allow the system to come in. That happens, what we all discuss about the whole brainwash from childhood and mother, father, and all this school and all this authority and so on.
But that's it, Jabo. We live in a world that we all have a very wrong concept, I think, of what is life. If I talk from my personal experience, until the age of 40 years old, I had no idea what life was all about. Like, I had to do some research, some work on myself to first of all come out and speak to the world. That took me a lot of work on myself to be able to do that, but also to realize what life was all about. I'm still searching what life is all about. I'm still I don't think I will ever stop seeking. I'm always been a seeker, and that's why I'm here. And that's what I think is the essence of life, is to seek the truth. Why are we here? Why are we here? There's gotta be a reason. There's gotta be something.
Well,
So it's not just to work from 9 to 5. You're born, you work, you get raised up, you go to school, you get married, you have kids, you work, you retired, and then you die. But that's not life. But that's what they want us to believe, that this is a normal life, because many of people live that nightmare and they never wake up. Like, I could have never woke up in my life. I thank the divine forces for allowing me to shoot that. But maybe it's me also that created it, because like we were talking about synchronicity the last time, and you were telling me that everything that I think is synchronicity is more stuff that I make happen myself, that I want it to happen, so it happens. So your thoughts create your reality. But all these stuff, we're not talking about esoteric stuff, or we're just talking about what you think in your brain is going to reflect in your freaking life. That's not complicated. That's not complicated, but that's what it is. Everything you think about, you're going to become it. And if you only put a certain amount of energy towards your thought, you have to go for sure. When you start something, take it to the extreme, for sure. Like you, what you did for 20 years with the Moonraisers band, you always, I mean, you lived for sure. You told me you were living a bit with a mask back then, but still, you lived a pretty amazing time back then. It must be amazing to be on stage and playing in a concert, for sure. Like you did stuff in your life that really. Really nice. So you lived a part of the dream of life for sure, but without even knowing really the deeper meaning of all this stuff behind. But that's things we find, I think, along the journey. We know we're on a journey as we're young. Like you woke up at 10-year-old. Me, I woke up probably at 15, 16-year-old to this Babylon. But I got like the system got to me at one point, like it probably got to you, like it get to many people. The system get to you, and that's what's hard to push away, is the whole system around us. But for my part, for my personal experience, always this is my story. I don't come here to tell anybody else's story. I'm going to tell my story of life. But this is how I deal with life, and this is what I think life is all about. First, it's about giving back, and that's why I do those shows. That's why I want to give back to the world. I want to inspire people. So I found a bit of the meaning of the dream of life. But there is so many people living in darkness, living in misery, living in
The nightmare.
living the nightmare of life, that this hurts me a lot. This
Yeah.
hurts me a lot, and
But that is
it prevents me from living the real dream of life, because no one else around me is living it. I want to live it, but I want to live it with my brothers and sisters, not alone. Like we should all build this dream of life together as one, and really aspire to greatness, and
yeah.
to support
But
each
that
other
is
and love and help each other. You know, PHP, people helping people.
yeah.
No.
But this is already part of the nightmare, how I call it. You know, like to have already a kind of attachment to what the choices, what other people choices, what other choices people took, right? And this is the unconditional love for life. And this is the same, like we have a very hard time to get over that fact that a bird mother who have two eggs, and always each year one of both will not survive. So the question of the bird mother is, do she have unconditional love for both or only for one? Now our observation over that bird is that, oh, she only take care about the one who is healthy, right? She don't have any love or unconditional love for the one who died. That is not the question. We are looking at from an ego point, right? Me. So the bird is of course not thinking, luckily is not able to think how we are able to think, but the bird have unconditional love for life. So he will do anything to prevent life from prospering life, and that life will grow again. And we lose this. This is one of the main thing, that we lose the unconditional love for life. That means we put a condition on it as soon as we get into a partnership, we get into a work, we get into any kind of system proposed illusions. We skip that love, unconditional love for life away. And that is where the nightmare begins. And that is for all. We start to trust our parents, who are supposed to question everything before they tell us anything. Because if they tell us something without they even question what they are telling us, they become liars, right? Because they believe in a certain reality. They transmit this reality to you the way we have fully trust in. They are like gods to us, our parents. So we take everything what they will transmit to us. So in a way, like you said before, we are on a path to search the truth, but we don't have to get in the nightmare to search the truth. We have also to accept where the truth is. And as soon as we see what is real and what is true, we don't have to search any longer, right? So as soon as this is the most difficult part for many, also for myself. I'm continue to searching. But why? Because I want to have like all the arguments to be able to transmit what is real and what is not real to the ones who don't comprehend what is real or not. So I'm continue to searching the arguments to, or like the details or the proofs or the facts, to prove to people what is real or not real. Like I said to many, I was completely non-intellectual. Like for many years, I really had. I was bad in language. I was bad in many things. I just intellectual, also like all what the science. All that was complete bullshit for me. But I had to go into the intellectual to explain the intellectuals that intellectual is not intelligence, right? So in life is intelligent, but anything that becomes third-party intellect is dead, right? So if we are searching for the dream of life, we have to accept also these kind of things, who are very hard to accept that intellect is dead. It doesn't exist. We hear it somewhere, we read it somewhere, we saw it on the TV, we saw it on the internet, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace, whatever. But this is not true. Nothing that is written on paper or on a screen is proof of fact. The tree is real. I'm real. Everyone can come to me, handshake, and give me a huge hug or smash me in the face if you don't like what I'm saying. But I'm real. Anyone can come to any given moment, please not like in the middle of the night, but you are welcome to come to get your proof that I'm existing. So from a certain time when we start to search for truth, we also have to accept what is real, right? So from then on, like we say from the beginning, you better go after the truth than take all your time to occupy over all the millions of lies that are around. So from then on, the search for truth get very more active, and we really can grab it. We can touch it. We can feel it, because truth is sense and it's always present. And therefore, a certain kind of doubt stops completely, you know? So from then on, this research changed completely. From then on, everything what we are observing in life changed completely. So if we want to get out of the nightmare, to get to the dream of life, but the dream of life don't include anything material, don't include any time and space, you know? And that's why when we talk about the dream of life, we have to talk about the dream itself, right? Because all our dreams are projections we are asking to life, and life will always do to give you everything what you ask to life, but you always will get all the consequences with everything that you ask or we ask. So we also have to be prepared that life will give us good lessons, and we always have lessons from life, right? We don't see it because we are in the nightmare, and then we think, oh no, that's not right, why that happened to me, or poor me, I'm so victimized, and the government should do something, the parents should do something, why my friends leave me alone, and so on. This is victim. As soon as we are in that mind of state, everything is gone, right? So it is also about taking responsibility. It is all about taking responsibility. And just to make a quick view of where we are, who we are, and what we have to do. This is very quick said. Now it's up to you to find all the proofs, and this can take years. But we are the ones, we are the observer of life. Without us, life could not exist and will not exist. There is no beginning and there is no end to life. But man can end life, right? This is how powerful we are. And don't think, oh no, he's saying we are like the master of I don't know what. Yes, we are, but means that we have the responsibility. This is nothing about ego and we are the supreme race on earth. No, no, no. Because if we are, we don't behave like. So therefore we should maybe better get really like that, we know what we are really doing. There is only earth, there is no space, and there is only traumatized man under black magical spell. This is all that exists. There is no universe, there is no afterlife, there is no life anywhere else. There is only here and now. Man on earth under completely satanic traumatized brainwash. This is all what is going on. There is nothing. There is not any Jesus, any UFOs, anything, or any dimensions, or all that. That doesn't exist. This is all an excuse, and this is all part of the nightmare that we can't dream the dream of life.
Exact. We're stuck in so much nightmare that we don't even live our dreams and the dream of life. Like, we're being told from a young age of what to do, what to become, what you're going to be, because you listen to your parents, you listen to the teachers in school, you listen to everybody around you, and you never realize your potential that you have to live the dream of life. And you wake up at 70-year-old and you're almost dead. You have no more energies because you and you never woke up and you never lived your dream. Like me, at one point in my journey, that's what sparked me to live the dream of life. It's to live my dreams. I was like, hey, I can do that. I can live my dreams. Even that perspective of living my dream was never crossed my mind before, because I was so brainwashed, so indoctrinated, that it never crossed my mind that I could decide my life. I could decide. Every man got the right to decide his own destiny. You don't need to listen to those evil people and put the spell on you, and you can raise very, very easily to any level you want in life, because everybody is so brainwashed and so in nightmare that it's very, very important to raise your consciousness and to share the inspiration once you're awake and once you live that dream of life, which I think I am doing. I think I am trying to live the dream of life. I'm trying to live my dream, because if I live my dream, it's gonna bound me to other people that are living their dreams, because also everything that surrounds us, everything that we created was created starting with a dream. Someone had a dream, had a vision for something. So that's where we are, and that's where it's important to share our dreams, and that's what's connect us with each other. It's to live our dreams and the dream of life. Very, very important. But I was so brainwashed, I never see it.
So in the dream itself, because a lot of people would just say, yeah, then we just can let ourselves go into fantasy and wish anything that we want. No, we have to do the dream of life with what life is, right? Because as soon as we get into fantasy, we are in a dead world again. That is the point. So it is very important that we get already to what is alive and what is dead, right? So like a stone is still alive, but not when he is crushed by man and put into concrete, right? So all what man transform from natural state, natural life, right, will be dead. We have to comprehend this fact, right? It is concrete. If we take gold, if we take gas, if we take anything from the soil, anything from the air, if we pollute the air, if we and that is a huge thing. So myself, I cannot say that I live my dream of life, because I was born into the nightmare. and I wake up very late in a way. When I really realized what was really going on, that was only 2 years ago. So from then on, like, to have like 42 years of nightmare, we cannot expect to get out of this nightmare in 2 years, right? It can take 10, 20 years to go out. So that, when we are coming back to the dream of life, so what is the dream of life, right? So what we are projecting, what we're going to do in this lifetime, our goal in this lifetime, right? And therefore you can ask around you, the dream of life for the most people is having a house, having a car, having a good wealth, and easy going for the rest of their life, right? But this is all dead. This have nothing to do with life itself, you know. And sometimes you see it, like the children, they are just like, how we say, careless, right? Because they are living in the here and now. There is no tomorrow and after. They can completely focus on what they are doing. And funny wise, the old people also, right? So the old people, because they are not in the stress of the work and so on, they get very funny again, you know, if they have a good life, right? The most of the people here, they start to recognize that they worked 40 years for nothing. And like I say to the policeman who come in front of my door, I tell, you work for the guys who are selling your old money, how you say, your insurance stuff, you know. You work for the guys who sell that out to just like to make the big money out of it. And when you get retired, you will not get your money because the money is not there anymore, right? So that is like the nightmare that people are working on it. And don't, again, a dream of life cannot have a property, cannot have material, cannot have anything of that, and it cannot have a date. It cannot. For myself, I'm stick like, I know since 12 years that I want to leave this country. So because of my children, and they are coming out like in 3-4 years, or at least then they can start to choose what they really want to do. So I knew it's already 12 years that I dream to go away from here, right? So it doesn't matter like how many years or what you are doing in the right, or it matters what you do in the right here, right now, for what is coming up, because we are always facing the consequences. So we cannot complain about the nightmare we are in, right? This is also like, it's also not the dream of life to complain like in the bullshit that we are today, or complaining about the free choice other people are doing. Because the ones who choose to make their comfort zone within the system, they are part responsible of all the consequences that the system will provide. So all the cows that will come out of the system, they will be within there, and they will face the whole reality and the whole harm of this curse. We will talk about harm and curse later on. What do you want to say?
Yeah, but this comfort, people are so much in comfort. You know, if you don't stretch beyond things you already mastered, you will never grow. You will never grow. You have to stretch beyond things you already mastered. That's one thing I've learned in my journey. That's why I'm live on YouTube now, but it's going to come in stages. Also, a lot of people are afraid. You know, fear is a major factor preventing people from living their life. Fear, just fear of everything. Fear of what people think of them, fear of not making it, fear of failure, fear of this. But there's no such thing as that. All that is false expectation appearing real. That's what I think fear is. Nobody should have fear unless it's a big saber-toothed tiger coming chasing you down the street.
Yeah, but this is not fear.
But this is not fear. That's it.
Let's talk about the emotions in its way. Like I explained it, like almost in all videos, that the E of emotion and the ego, the E of emotion and E of ego, are ecclesiastical, right? It's coming from the church. So now let's talk about because I was a lot of time I was mentioned the emotions, but we never really talked about it. So let's talk more precisely about it. So we have what are the 5 emotions? It is fear, it is hate. I don't hear you. Happiness.
Hate, anger is the same. Happiness, joy is the same. Fear, anger, joy, happiness, sadness. You can be sad.
Yeah, it is all this kind of out of normal state. Let's say like that, right?
Out,
Yeah,
out of our normal state now, but no, because now I'm
because
very happy.
I
I'm
don't
very
usually
happy.
I don't like the normal word, right? Because
Yeah,
norm is always like. But let's say we are fine, right?
Okay.
We are fine. We are okay, and from then on, with emotions we permit to let it go down or let it go up. Everybody knows the yo-yo effect, and this is how we are going through the whole nightmare of life, right? This is like we're going up, we're going down, we're going up, we're going down. So it is the same. If you want to be happy, then you will be sad again, right? If you are like completely fearless, then you will have fear again. So it is always like that yo-yo game that we are playing, right? So all fear, all happiness, all emotions are illusions. They are not normal state. They are not being fine, right? So because we are born in this trauma, yeah, we go high and up and high and up. But because we are living in the nightmare and this trauma, we are always searching for happiness, right? But happiness in a slave mentality is a painkiller, right? But everybody knows
happiness is a state of mind. Happiness is a state of mind. It's something you embody. I don't think I hate that word believe now.
No, but it is about really happiness, because how I'm saying I'm just fine, and that's absence of harm, right? That is my state of thing. So I don't go into harm. But when we talk about fear is a complete illusion. We could never meet fear itself. It is always an unknown. So somebody had to tell us something, that something could happen, and we are in complete state of anxiety and doubt that this can happen to all moments. Or like,
so why do we prefer known hells to unknown happiness? Like, we prefer to be in known hells all the time.
What do you mean with known hells?
But we prefer to live in some kind of hell, like the nightmare we created, than to stretch outside our comfort zone and to create something else. You know, to live for something bigger, to live for a bigger cause than yourself. You know what life is all about? It's about giving back. It's about inspiring people. It's about, come on, there's a lot.
Well, the purpose of life is that life continue to be alive.
The purpose of life is a life of purpose.
No, the purpose of life is that life continue to be alive. That's the purpose of life.
Okay, but that's it. So the life of the purpose of life is a life of purpose. You gotta have something. No, you gotta work for something.
You have to get something alive that life make purpose.
Yeah.
Because if man is not here to witness life, there is no life. A lot of people they show these videos who you say what happened when man disappear, or where human disappear from Earth. I have no problem that the human disappear from Earth, but not man. Right? The shadow can go, but man have to stay, because without man there would be no life on Earth. If we don't witness life, there is no life, and no one lived absence of man's life on Earth. Never. It is impossible. Right? We have to be dead to experience absence of man's life on earth. But then you cannot witness it. So that is the basic fact. Now everyone can have his belief and say this is not true, but this is the logical thinking, and that is what it is true. Because why we are always going from the side that we have to prove something that doesn't exist? You can prove if something exists, but if something doesn't exist and someone claims something, then he have to prove it, right? It is like someone claimed that I killed someone, but there is no corpse, there is no blood, there is nothing. It is just because someone say, and now I have to prove that I'm innocent. You're right. So that is completely the reverse thinking that we are getting in our mind. That is reverse engineering, reverse psychology. That is the nightmare where we are living in. And when we also talk about the comfort zone, we also talk about the thoughts of limit, or the limits of thought, right? We put ourselves, like we have our barrier where we don't want to cross, right? We see that like with the non-ball earth, that people just get mad of it, you know, only because of one thing, you know, they don't even hear what we are saying over 2 hours. We just can talk like one quick time over the non-ball earth, and the people just blow up. And that is how much the people are so attached to their lies, right? The emotional attachments to the lies. And that is not the emotional attachments to the lies. It is the trust that we give to someone that the one who told us something and that we believe today, because we trusted him. He told us something. Like people saying, yeah, but is my grandfather say that, you know? Now you question my grandfather, you know, like, and I say, you listen, I cannot talk to your grandfather. Your grandfather, like you said, he's dead. You know, so why should I trust someone who maybe didn't saw all the points of it and had a kind of opinion on it, and now he transmits his opinion to the kids, and the kids are just defending that like with guns, you know, like what you say, you know, like so people are really caught up in that kind of lies, and they are attached very emotional to all these lies.
I think also our beliefs are limiting us so much. Our belief, it limit me so much all my life. All kinds of beliefs that we have, not only in church or whatever, the belief in ourselves. Like I've never, okay, but I think you have a problem with that word, believing in yourself. You told me that the other day, but maybe you gotta get onto this. But believing in yourself, what do you have to say about that, Jabo? Because I see you over there reflecting.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, believing. I don't have to believe in myself. I know that I am existing. It hurts, right? So I know, I don't have no doubt about that I am existing. Now, really who I am, I saw it through this kind of thing, to say that I don't have to believe in myself. I have no doubt that I'm existing. I just hurt myself when I went swimming, you know. So I know that you know, the stuff is real, you know. So stop saying that the things who are not real, and that's we have to accept that they put in our minds so much bullshit that we are not even comprehend the difference between belief and knowing. So the simple the difference between knowing and belief is, in belief there is already a lie in the word itself, and we have to trust, right? There is always trust in belief.
But
right?
like you said, like you, I awoken late in my life at maybe 40 years old. So all this programming is still there. So in my mind, I had to believe in myself. I had to, you know, all this brainwash. But I can talk about my story, my experience of life, and I think that's what I'm gonna stick to. It's my story. I stick to it, and that's what is that's where the inspiration takes place. Is I want to share my story, but believing in yourself. I always thought I had to believe in myself, but now I know I'm real. I'm existing. I am someone. I am, you know, I am a living man. You know, so it's much more than just believing in myself right now. It's much more than that. It's beyond believing in myself.
So the belief is already the doubt they put in ourselves, that we get away from ourselves. Like it is when we talk about nature, when you talk about nature, then we divide ourselves already. That means we are already dead in a way. If we talk about nature, we should talk about life. And when you talk about life, everything that is alive is life, and life in itself is intelligent, because it have, if we want to talk about the DNA code, I don't believe in DNA code at all. We can't go to the DNA code, talk with the DNA code, handshake, and drink a coffee with DNA. So it is a kind of interpretation, but it is a kind of code that it is within the life and in everything that is alive. So it is also the same, and I want to talk about that too. It is when we live on a place, our heart frequency shines like 18 meters, that makes like 15 foot, it shines around us. That means everything that is alive will get this kind of frequency, right? And the nature adapts. So if you are sick, all the healing plants are growing in your garden. All the healing plants growing in your garden. That happened with everyone, because that is also what we get and what we transmit to other people around us. That's why we need to be close to life to stay alive. And that's why people get sick, because they are away from, they don't even have direct contact with Earth. Earth is always under 0 volt, and ourselves, because we are walking on plastic and so on, we hype up this voltage in our body. Therefore we get nervous, that we get doubts. So it is the body and mind that have to be completely free of voltage and stress and so on. And that is also like what I mostly said. It is, everything starts with the stress, and we have to focus on when the stress starts, right? And before the stress starts, we have to get out of the stress and realize that the stress starts. And we have to find this point, because if we are already in the stress, everything is gone already. There is no logical reflection possible. And that is like what they explain with the left and the right brain. So if we are like in the stress, we are in the left brain. So we just can repeat. We are like in the unconscious. We just repeat what we already experience. And the most of the things that when we are in stress, are things that we did not experience, but that we are afraid of. So we put ourselves like in a kind of stress with space and time, or what can happen tomorrow, or like in the morning when you run out of your house and you don't find your car key, and then you start to stress. That is the same. You will never find them, right? But if you are ready, you don't find the key, and you come down already, you will remember where you put your key. You know, so it is like a challenge in every moment. Every circumstance and every idea is a challenge, and we have to start to love this challenge. You know, after a while, I was like, oh yeah, I was searching for what we call the blind spot, right? The blind spot that makes the nightmare in our head. So if we are really willing to get out of the nightmare, then we have to start to love, to go on the chase of the blind spots on ourselves. So we have to see, oh yeah, I completely missed that one. And instead to get in judgment and say, shit, I will hide this one because I will look like a fool if people will discover that. You will just say, go tell it everyone. I discover a complete fool bullshit on myself. Yeah, I'm really happy to recognize that. You know, people should be like that. We should like, we're gonna, that we are trained to have punishment or recompensation. How we say that, like, you get something good because you did something good, and you get punishment because you did
reward. A reward.
Yeah, it is always the punishment and the reward. So it is also with our kids, you know, to tell them, yeah, it's good what you did. It's a judgment.
But
yeah,
we
should ask them. Yeah,
the whole society is construct under instant gratification. Like, if we don't receive instant gratification, we won't do something Like
Yeah.
it's weird also that you men is probably the only species on this earth that will do the less possible to get the maximum possible.
Yeah.
That's what we're
But
in.
that is
That's another
that is
nightmare.
already,
That's another
yeah.
nightmare.
That's another, but that is a fantasy nightmare, right? So that is like, this is also coming out of conditioning, because as soon as you condition a lot of people, they will start to dream about freedom, you know, like, but the dome, freedom is like a lion is free in a zoo, you know. So it is only a dome over to be free in the range of the zone. So to really be free, we have to break this dome, you know. And we have to recognize who is dome and what really the dome construct, and we will quickly see that we are the only gatekeepers of our for us to being really free. So that we can't blame others, right? We can't blame others what they did, what they fucked up in the past. We can make the people responsible in the now. It is the same, like I have a funny story, because they
Like
locked all.
we're not responsible for other people's wreck in their life.
No,
There's
we are
different
not
too.
responsible for no one else than ourselves.
You have to be responsible for your own life.
This is all we have. We cannot be responsible for others. If not, we go into dictatorship, right? So if we really want to get free, we have to be responsible for all our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. So we really have to recognize in the whole nightmare that we are finding ourselves, because of they locked my name. They also locked my, like, they stopped to lock everything now. So I tried to open they locked my bank account, so I tried to open a new one, right? And I was like going in one of the worst banks you can go. So you go there, and I want to open an account, and I was just too honest. The guy was telling me, you know, he cannot give me the account because he is honest. So that is what the thing, what he should not say, you know. I would accept that they don't want me in their bank because all the bullshit I have around, but he didn't have to tell me that he is like the honest one. I told him, man, you are the biggest criminals around, you know. And the guy, he was young, he didn't really comprehend what happened to him, but I had to tell him, because if he just told me, no, the bank don't really want people who have problems, so I was to say, yeah, no problem. But to tell me that he is like an honest guy, you know, so he had to hear it, you know. So I can make him responsible for his illusion on the way, on the time, on the moment when I see these people. And I do that with everyone. I have some French videos where I call the tribunal, the court, to get some stuff about the law. I will call to the tax office to ask them for the law that says that man and woman have to pay taxes. It doesn't exist, you know. So I can do what I can do now and here, and the people with the ones who I'm interacting, I will make the phone not to blame them or to fool them. It is to show really to the people that there is no such thing as a law to pay taxes, you know. So but for myself, it is also like the do no harm part, right? Because that is one, if we really want to dream the dream of life, then we cannot accept any harm. And that's a big issue for a lot of people, because myself, I had to scrutinize myself to have not a bad thought, not a bad feeling, not one bad word, and no bad action. Because every harm is a curse, and the curse, someone have to process it. So if someone try to project you some bullshit, making up a lie, he are coming with harm, because he already made up a lie. So he creates the harm. We have a lot that in our discussions on YouTube, that people just don't get it. If they're coming with false projection and making up lies because of opinions, points of view, all these kind of things, they are going into creating a harm. So what I supposed to do is, or what most people do, they're going into conflict, right? He is offering you the harm, and I never take this harm, because if you don't want harm, then you're not allowed to do harm to yourself, right? So if someone proposes me the harm, I cannot take it. But the problem is that the harm is created and someone have to process it. Every harm is a curse and someone have to process it. It is like the black color, like someone come with a pot of black color and he start to paint. Right, the paint is here, and someone have to take this thing. Now,
when you talk about curse and processing the curse, that's where eating dead animals really come in my mind. It's like they have slaughterhouse that they do blood rituals in there, and they have dead carcasses after with all kinds of blood all over, and then it's a murder house. Then someone has to process that curse too after. So that's why
no, because the problem is the ones who trust each other, they will process the curse together, right? So it is really like how I'm doing it in my family here with my children. Is no one is not, it's not a question of being allowed, but no one have a bad thought, because the bad thought will always get to a bad feeling and come out with a bad word and a bad action. This is the logical following of a bad thought, right? Projection, judgment, whatever, right? Or fear, or any kind of illusion, or ego thought, or something like that gives you a bad thought. And even she was 8 years old, my little kid, she comprehend that, right? She know that when she have bad thought, that something can get broken, right? And the ones who share the trust, they will share this harm. And this goes, another example of my biggest daughter, when she get bullied in the school, and she come home with that harm that she took, right? Because when we take harm for someone, because someone aggress us, or makes something unjust, we take the harm, right? Because we are like, what the guy is doing to me, why is we blow up. It's because we take the harm. We start to process the harm, the curse. But because we'd only take the curse from others when we are not really know who we are, and when we forgot to what we are responsible for. And that is the same that the one in the slaughterhouse, if he would process the curse, he would slaughter some animals in the afternoon, in the evening he would be dead. So he is not processing the curse. He is of course he is harming, but he is doing the curse and give the curse like in the hole. It is in the meat. The people who are going to eat the meat, they will eat the curse from the guy who killed the animal, right? So the ones who get responsible and take trust, because they trust the meat they eat, they would not eat it, so they trust, so they automatically they will take the whole curse from the one who slaughtered the animal. And this is the same in the family. So like in the family or on the friends, and this is the same, like if you have a group of 10 people and everyone is cool, have a good afternoon and so on, there's one guy coming with a huge issue, and he want make someone responsible under these 10 people for his problem. So he is coming and yelling, and he want to give the harm. So you have two choices always. You can enter the contract, and then you will start to make harm too, because you start yelling and you start to make bad words, you start to have false projection and the bad. As soon as the intentions twisted, you're taking the curse. And that is very, people don't realize that, but this is really the only thing that is going on Earth. It is the harm and the ones who process the curse. And that's why we process the people who see like pictures of a tortured animal on Facebook. They process the curse. Even they have no responsibility whatsoever in the picture. You don't even know if it really happened or if it's Photoshop, right? Or it's the same we see bombardments in Syria or in whatever, and we are like shocked of that thing, and we get upset, we get emotional of that thing. That means we're processing the curse. And that is exactly how they are operating, right? It is like the last thing they are just make yesterday or 2 days ago, when they drive through a whole thing and just run over I don't know how much people in France with a huge.
I heard another false flag in France somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it is. This one is not in a way the false flag we are used to see, that they are really like puppies around and like actors and so on. I think this one is really perpetrated by someone, and people really die. But the problem is they shoot only on the passenger side and not on the conductor side. So like the whole things did. So it is a lot of shadow stuff going on again there. But the main thing is that the president just put like martial law for 3 more months, right? This France is since beginning of the year under martial law. So they just had to stop martial law like on the 26th of July, and they put another 3 months on it. The prime minister was saying like they will not be peace in France until they killed all the ISIS fighters. You know, they are like in complete bullshit. And that is, but I'm just saying that is like, again, we are going into the fantasy of what the system chaos is proposing. So we are not responsible for that, but we have, on a certain way, we have to really stop. We have to stop trusting everything that comes from the system, because the system is programmed to full destruction. It is the dream of like burn everything down to ashes and rise from the ashes. This is the whole goal of psychopaths, you know.
And
so this is.
And it's not because we're not allowed to think. We just don't think for ourselves. We let them think for ourselves, and we don't question anything, because the moment you start questioning, I could have seen that at 10-year-old. I could have seen it at 5-year-old. I could have been not 5 because my parents weren't too awake, but I was too much of a kid maybe to question that stuff. But becoming an adult, I could have questioned stuff. Why did I not question? Why was I so blind? You know, why was I so blind? Because there is a system in place, and I'm not the only one that's been blinded by this light. If you can say blind by the light, probably the example is very good. Blinded by the light. It's really what
it is the whole Luciferian. It is the whole Luciferian stuff that limit our thought, and that's also that makes in a way that we are like just so comfort in the comfy zone, right? Because it's also like why to stay in the comfort zone is also like all the arguments why they are the arguments they are bringing to stay under the victim stuff, right? They want us down there, but in a way the people say they're gonna kill us all. You know, that is bullshit, right? If they really want to kill us, they would have done it long time ago. They want our full energy, right? That is all what they want. They are energy vampires, and they do everything that we will give them all the energy of our life, right? And that is the part why it is so important to think for ourselves, because if we don't think ourselves, we dream their life of full destruction, right? Then our dream of life is not our unique dream, but it is their programmed dream in our mind. And that's why we are here, where we are here today, because everything is transmitted through water, right? That's why we have the maritime law. That's why everything is based on water itself. When we speak, we bring water in movement, right? So when we breathe, we are water. Everything that is alive is water. But you can kill water.
Bruce Lee said it, be like water. Water can blast through solid rocks. And it has no form or no shape without a container. Be like water, my friend.
We are water.
Yeah.
And if you want to be like, well, water is alive, you know, because water, as soon as we have the crystal in the water, like the living water have crystal, it is alive. That is the same as in our body. That's why it is that's why they want to pollute all the water. That's why they want to kill the water. That's why the water is always recycled and put it again pumped in the line. But this is a complete bullshit, because we have always the same amount of water on Earth. So it doesn't matter how much water you use for your shower, but it matters what you put in your water, right? So the people are saying, yeah, we have to save water. No, this is bullshit. Water have to come and go, you know? This is life. This is life, what it's all about. But now they put it in the bottled water, right? And they put it in bottle. They take all the water out. But as soon as the water is in the bottle, it is not in the life anymore. As soon as we evaporate water.
And just look who started that one drop thing, the water thing. It's Guy Laliberté, the same clown that went into the fake space station.
Yeah.
To save the planet, save the water, save the water.
Save the
freaking joke. It's like saving the climate. It's a freaking joke.
Yeah, that comes of, but that save the climate and all this different stuff are coming from the church. They are definitely already in the full destruction of life and feared of life. They are really scared of life. You know, we have to comprehend that. We have to comprehend that the psychopaths, they are feared of life because they don't comprehend life anymore. They are not alive anymore. The people who made mental suicide, they are not alive anymore. They will drag as much people they can into their hole, you know.
That's why we are much more powerful than we can ever begin to imagine, and the fear that they discover it, they fear. I don't know, no fear, but they fear that they have fear. They have fear for sure, because they wouldn't have so much bodyguard around them to go everywhere. So they have fear for sure. They live in fear. It's a world of fear and doubt. Their world is based on fear and doubt.
Yeah, and like the Pope, he is like preaching about afterlife, and he is so scared to die, you know. So it is all about like what we had in the last show. It is all about who to trust. And again, people, take care about storytelling. It's the same about what we are saying. We are just storytellers, but don't trust anything. Compare it in real life. Compare it with reality. Compare it with everything that it is real, and not about what they are telling you. Because if you go to Wikipedia and you're going to listen to our show and then you compare it with Wikipedia, you will not get far, you know. So that is like or you go back to listen to Gandhi, to Krishnamurti, to any kind of guru or cult member, David Icke, or you know. So of course they have truth, you know. People tell me always, yeah, but what he is saying there is true. Yeah, but that is the moment when you start to trust him, right? And I say it again, don't trust me. Don't trust what I'm saying and take it for granted, you know. I'm still waiting that people are coming, like in the comment section, and really correct the stuff, what I'm saying. But until now, no one came with proof of facts. They came with opinion, with point of views, with projection, with making stuff for personal, taking stuff for personal. But no one came on the comment section and say, yeah, but this fact there is not true. And I would do, like I say, I would do a whole show only to correct one point what I'm saying. So it is not about what I'm saying, it is about what you can compare with in reality. So that is what is matter.
Robert Bissano. Robert Bissano, he has a channel, Planete Veritas. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Yeah, that is
Robert
about,
says
because
that.
no, if he can know it, we can know it, right? That is always like what people say, that no, there is not individual truth. That doesn't exist. Truth is outside and for everyone the same. So what we can experience is our own experience that again creates opinion. That doesn't matter in reality. But it's the same. In my opinion doesn't matter. You know, it is a lot. I never talk about my own opinion, or almost never. But my opinion would be that I would not be here to have to talk about this stuff. That would be my opinion. But it doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. The reality is that we have to talk about this stuff. So that the fact is that too many lies are guiding, like or like guiding our nightmare, right? The nightmare we are creating, instead that we are just get back on the dream of life and see what life is really all about. So to get out of the nightmare, we have to question all our thoughts and their sources, because if we don't think 100% our unique thought, we will think the dreams, and that creates the system again. That is the most difficult part to comprehend and to achieve also, because how you want to start to think for yourself if the whole life they told you just what you think, what you feel, what to eat, what to do, you know? So of course it is difficult, you know, and it doesn't make us better because we achieve it. And what like I said, I'm in the same boat like everyone else in that system, as long as I have only the little privilege from that system. And like I said last time, I'm not half out there. I comprehend what is going on, and from now on, I at least know where I don't have to go. I don't have to go to run to any movement. I don't have to run to build a group. I don't have to do anything else than work on myself and let all the bullshit go out of my head. Right? That is what I can do. And that is what I'm responsible for. And I know that in this lifetime, I will go out of the system. I will be away of that internet and all that stuff, you know, really get back to life. And for me, that is my goal, and what I will do everything that in my possible, that in that lifetime to go back to life, to never come back into the system, in the dead system again.
I think the biggest work we can do in life is to work on ourselves. Me, that's the biggest work I ever done on my life, is put away the distraction too. Me, the distraction is what got me kept me so much in Babylon, in sync with Babylon, and the Babylon stuff is the distraction, and especially the sports on TV. I was big on sports, on the hockey. I wasn't missing a game of the Canadian and everything. It was important. Like it was becoming more important than anything else. But that's what they want also. They want to keep you sync with the distraction in real time. And that's why there's so many events, so many, the Euro and everything. Everything is to keep
well,
distraction. But I never seen it this way until I've done work on myself and decide to take that box and unplug it and say, it is over. You're not coming on ever again. I'm pulling that plug. But until you do that, because for me here in North America, pretty much everybody has cable. They were all hooked to the freaking cable for TV, and lobotomize in front of the TV. We're all like that almost until we wake up and we put it aside like I did. But listen, I'm not different from anybody. I'm not. We're all the same. We all have the only thing is we have different solutions for different problems, but we all have the same problems. We all face the same emotion.
Maybe not the same. Maybe not the same problems, and that is where everything gets really individual. Because
no, I mean the emotions and all that,
Yeah,
we all have the same emotions, sadness, depression, whatever. Like it
yeah.
can come back on different forms there, but yeah, we all,
But to
that's
comprehend
what I mean.
what is very difficult to also talk about it, it is because everyone accumulated these different illusions by its own and in a different time period. You know, it is not like that. The result of the brainwash is everywhere the same, but it didn't happen the same way, you know. So it is after a while when you all see that emotion, trauma, all that kind of reaction, illusion, lies, and so on. It is systematically, right? Because as soon as someone gets challenged on his belief, then he get aggressed. He feels to get aggressed. Why? Because the belief, he took it as its own. You know, he think that the thought that he have in his mind is the one he created himself, right? So if you challenge belief, they take it very personal, straight up, right? Instead to talk about the facts, right? Because the belief is the lie that we are linked to it. So it is always, we have to question ourselves, and someone can only let go when he have already a doubt. So it's not our job to convince other that there is a lie. They made their free choice to stay within the lie, within the comfort zone and the limit of thought. You know, so we have to let them this free choice. The free choice is very important in the truth.
You cannot force someone to accept a message that they're not ready to receive, but you must never underestimate the power of planting a seed. And that's what happened to
Yeah,
me. I was not ready
right.
probably to receive that message at one point, but a seed has been planted so that at one point, it's like the bamboo tree, and the bamboo tree will take a very long time to grow. It takes 5 years for the bamboo tree to grow.
Yeah.
No, it takes 5 years, but it takes 5 years inside the ground, but
Yeah.
6 weeks to grow 90 feet tall.
Yeah. Well, I can tell another story.
So
I was
takes
uh,
time. Everything takes timing.
I was in learning percussion, so I was playing the congas. So I was in a congas lesson, and he was very cool teacher. So he was not like the teacher we was talking a lot. He would tell me all the stories about it. His experience was way more interesting than learning like what to play. But on one week he gave me like one uh, of the most difficult Latino stuff to work. Is like dum 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 dum. So it's kind of a technical, very difficult part. So he write it down, and I went home. I worked like a mad the whole week, you know, like, because that was the thing I always saw with other guys who was playing. So I really had to know, and I came really proud. I came back and showed him tum 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 tum, and he will say, "Yeah, now you can play it, but to comprehend, you need 10 years." And I was like, "What? Look, tum 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 tum. What you are talking about?" Well, I only comprehended 10 years later what he was talking about. So it is like already that we can learn something, assimilate, and really comprehend it. We need a long time, and that is, of course, like, if we are really hard with ourselves, then we can do it very fast. It is all about letting go. It is not like when we was talking about we have to work on ourselves. That sounds like that we have to build something in ourselves, and that is not what is going on. We have to learn to let go, and that is what we never learn, right? We learn to build and to accumulate and to take stuff and feed the ego, but we never learn to let go, right? So what
Just
happened
like
yesterday, we have to let it go.
just like we never really learn something in the deep meaning of learning and comprehending what it is. Like I've been working on the in plastic industry all my life. I've operated super huge machine with super huge computers. You wouldn't believe the size of the bubble on that thing. A big, huge bubble I used to blow, like 3 story high and going on rollers and different. You would have freaked seeing the machine. I understood how to operate the machine, But it took me 10 years to really understand what's going on with the machine and every part of the machine and the process of the plastic inside the barrel, all that. It took me 10 years. So it takes time. It takes time. It takes a lot of time to learn something. That's why you must engage and you must have patience and engage in consistent action.
Yeah, and you have to be consistent. You have to be also like very hard with yourself, to be in a way that if we are going on the treasure seek of the blind spot, then we have to be very hard with ourselves to say like, oh, what I'm doing here, you know, why do I get emotional, you know, why I do think about myself more than about others, right? So many people like to do a lot of many times they talk about or they talk like what I'm talking about, and I answer them that this man don't do this or don't do that. This man, you know, and they ask me who this man? Well, this man, because the I is the lie as the all-seeing eye. So the ego, the I or you, that is already the division between us, right? So what is good for me should be good for everyone, right? So if we are in this kind of mind of state, it's very difficult to say that I want, you have to, you know, then this all this I suddenly disappear, and everything is like you talk about this man because this man is part of everything. So it sounds like it sounds very strange in a way, but we have to comprehend that it
I
doesn't matter.
understood it. Now, I was wondering at the beginning, but along the way, I saw what you were saying, and I said, yeah, it makes sense. He's relating to the whole and not only to himself.
Yeah, because that is where we get divided. As soon as we go into ego, as soon as we have like a bad intention, bad thought, feeling, word, or action, and that's why it is very important to know the words we are already using, or at least to not have any attachments to the words we are using.
Not have any attachment to the words, no emotional attachment. This is what I learned a lot in the last week with you, is to let go of the emotional attachment I had with the word, especially God. Especially God. I had a big attachment to that word. Emotional attachment. I realized it was nothing else but that. It was an emotional attachment. Because
To
first
the
of
word.
all, I always recognize the God and goddesses in each and every one of us, that we are the creators of this reality. Probably we forgot how to create certain stuff, but anyway, it's gonna come back eventually. We'll gain consciousness and we'll get to this. But the idea of God, I never seen God, so it's a belief. It's a belief that there is a God.
And
So even that.
What I told you before the show, and I think
But who
many
asked
people.
us to believe in God too? Right?
Okay.
Look, who asked us?
Who invent the word God, right? Because if we would grow up in a forest and never would have been in contact with any human, we would not know the term God, right?
No,
So
no.
it is impossible. So what I told you before the show is that God, and many people will not like that, but if you don't like it, it's because you have an emotional attachment to it. So God is dead. And I say 3 times, God is dead, God is dead. The creator is alive. Right? And the creators is the ones who are alive right now and right here. God can't work without space and time, right? If we would be illiterate and we never would have heard the word God, we could not use the word God. So again, God is Caesar of the Roman Empire, and if we believe in God, we agree with the Roman Empire, the rules of the Roman Empire, and the leaders of the Roman Empire. So God is the complete opposite of the creator, because the creator is man. Man is the creator, and we need a womb to get man, right? And it's not the female and male are both man. Okay, there is not a difference between a woman and a man, then that the woman have a womb to give life to man.
This is interesting because I never felt so different than a woman. Okay, I have different body parts there for sure. But I think a bit different. I'm less tolerant to pain than women. Women can endure pain. I don't think I can that much. But especially for giving birth, that me, I would pass out. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, so I think women are not much different, but we tend so much to put so much separation in between man, woman, cold, hot, and duality in everything, and
Yeah.
it's key for them to keep us locked in duality.
That's why also the whole system is complete masculine dominated, right? That is
Yeah.
like the suppression of woman. So that is of course that is a kind of complete complex, and yeah, like you said, the word God is coming from the church. It is
But
coming from the
also, I think what women are victims today also is the collective. They've been under so much repression over time on the collective way that they're being oppressed so much collectively that now most women think that the world that they've been offered is real and that they should
yeah. But
comply to it. You know, most women.
exactly.
There is strong women out there. There is strong
Yeah,
women.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No doubt,
No,
there is women rising to the top and expressing themselves. And Mark Queen is one of them. I love Mark Queen. There is great women on this plane, but most of them are under this nightmare
yeah, but
that.
that is the same. That is the same for man and woman. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
because we are both like growing into that masculine dominated world. We start to dominate also the women. So it is like it is all about man to stop dominating women. That's all. You know, it is not about that something else will change that fact. You know. So if we are like equal to everyone, and that's what I'm saying also to my child. She have not more power than Obama, you know. She don't have more power than Obama. I don't have more power than Obama, and Obama don't have more power than me. That is just the power that we are giving away, and that's the same between male and female. But it is also like the whole racial problem, you know. Like it is also like why does the black say we black we have to, you know. So they are feeding also like the whole division, you know. So we also have to comprehend that the division is not only happening from the one who want to dominate, but it's also the one who victimize themselves, you know. So it is a level up of everyone, you know, that everyone comes again on the same height of the eyes.
Yeah, and this awakening, exactly, it's about taking our power back. You know, we've let go of our power for so long, collectively. You know? Now we're finally waking up. Me, I'm very, very positive. I have lots of hope. Every time I come online and I do a show, it gives me more hope for humanity because we're affecting the consciousness and what we're saying. Also, we cannot minimize and underestimate the fact that we are making history. I don't like the word, but we are making a great leap in change in time right now, all together, all around this plane. We're all expressing ourselves, coming out and spreading inspiration like never before. Like never before, and not only because of flat Earth and stuff like that. Yeah, flat Earth is a great catalysis to awake your consciousness, but there's much more than that. Like there's so many other issues but people, like you were saying also at the beginning, people get caught up often in extensive research in the truth. Like now it's like what I'm supposed to still search on the flat earth. Like I'm done with that research. Like how long do you want me to be locked in that paradigm? Like that's not living the dream of life. But this is the thing too. They want us to be locked so much in distraction, especially with that flat earth stuff on YouTube. And there's so many videos, and they tell you to put out so many videos, and they all encourage it. But is it really necessary to have that many and to be locked in search, in eternal search of, like, I know, like, I cannot prove anything anyway, so what I'm gonna do? Keep researching and researching and try to prove things, and at one point,
Well, it is it's all about like it's all about also not getting caught up in fantasy. That is the same, you know. It is like as soon as we comprehend that, like with the flat earth or so on, many people are just jumping on, and as soon as it get movement anyway, you have to get away as quick as possible, you know. So to move on and let go, of course, of all the whole non-ball earth also follows in the whole discovery of exposing the lies, but it don't have to be the main thing, you're right, because again, the biggest lie is who we really are, and that is the whole nightmare we are in. And if we don't get there, nothing will change, nothing will get better. And that's why I also like I say to myself, or like I say, that I have also to take care more of myself. I'm like in a position where I cannot really walk the talk. I don't really have as much space as I would like to have my garden, but that don't destroy my dream, right? That is also what we have to comprehend, that maybe that the situation we are in the moment don't fit with the dream of life we really have. But we have to keep on the dream of life, because if we don't, then we start to get in a hole, and we will everything what we project, and we create a nightmare, and we will find ourselves more in the nightmare, right? All projections that we are do in the whole time, we will face them. We will face all the consequences of all our doing. I think maybe for half an hour we can go a little bit to the chat if someone have some questions. I saw. By the way, we have people from Spain. We have people from Belgium. The bubble is Philip, by the way, and someone was asking about why is water so expensive today. You have to answer, Philip. I don't hear you though. We don't hear you, bro.
Okay, I'm back. No, there's a guy that says, he said, the biggest lie is who we are. And this is where I say, when I say I'm searching, I'm a seeker. And it's not, I don't seek flat earth videos on YouTube anymore, but I seek on who I am. This is where my search takes place. This is where I want to know how powerful I am, because I think I probably did not discover a little thing of the power I have. So it's the search is the work on myself more than anything. Like, I don't search YouTube for I search YouTube for truth stuff. Sometimes like stuff we want to expose and other research that we do. But I mean, what else can we really prove or find to say that the Earth is not a globe or this, or like at one point?
Someone holographic invasion ask anything on recurring dream. Myself, I didn't make a lot of dream research itself, or interpretation of dreams. I think that is also a very dangerous part, because I think dream while we're sleeping, right? Because we have to talk about the dream while we're sleeping. If the ones who didn't get it, that the dream about life is not while we are sleeping, when we are awake. Just but I think if we have same dreams, I think we should observe everything. That is everything that happens naturally. Also, it is all about the traumas. We have to get into traumas also to see like what occurred that could create traumas, because out of trauma we have a lot of illusions that is put on top of the already existing illusions, right? That is also like the whole painkiller. We don't like. It's always the same. If you think back in years, we don't really like to, at least when we're in good mood, we don't like to think about the bad stuff that happened. right? So we have to take, and it is painful. It is painful to let go. It is painful to recover, like all the beliefs we have, to let go the beliefs, all the beliefs, and that is the most painful thing that we probably can do. But just to say that if there is none of this nightmare trauma left, then we have paradise on earth. You know, paradise is not to search anywhere else. I don't hear you again. You're muted.
Okay, I'm muted. Yeah, I muted because the sound is better. We found some tricks together, but now I forget when I muted. But yeah, so many people have a wrong conception at start, but I think we're being programmed so bad that we don't even know what life is all about. At me, from my own experience, waking up at 40 years old, it's terrible. Like the dream of life, yeah, but we're told not to dream our dream of life. We're told the human mind is so crushed, so. But that I can talk because I experienced it. This is true because I experienced it. It's it's something that everybody can experience. Also, we all been indoctrinated. So to undo that trauma is such a big job. That's why I'm on YouTube. I'm forcing the trauma to get out faster. That's probably why I'm here.
Yeah, it is again to come out of the nightmare that we are born into, and definitely we are born into, and we are not really given the choice from the beginning and full disclosure from our parents. You know, that is what I'm doing with my children today. I just can't give them full disclosure about everything what is going on. If they will choose to make it or not is their choice. I cannot choose for them. And I also cannot say that, oh, well, because I stayed 12 years now to wait to go, that you have to come now and comprehend what I'm saying, you know? So it is all about the free choice that we even have to let go on our children. And that is, for parents, is one of the most difficult part to comprehend, that we are not responsible for the children. We are not responsible.
Tell the children the truth. I've heard that a lot by Bob, by many artists. Tell the children the truth. But it never took so much importance than when I discovered this whole thing. Not only the flat earth, but all the false flag and all that the whole world was a stage. The whole world is a stage. The whole world's a lie. That never took so much importance for me to tell my children what the world was all about. It's never. I tell them everything. Because I don't want them to live in an illusion. Yes, they have to go through it. They have to go through school, through the Babylon school, but at least they will know that it's all illusion and it's not stuff that is true. So anyway, it's important to tell the children the truth if you want them to have a little bit of guts in life, and it gives them confidence also to tell them the truth. My 9-year-old knows more than what his teacher tells him in the front in the class. So it gives them confidence. Also, it's important to give confidence to the children because they're so crushed, the children these days. They're like, first of all, with all the poison in the food, and the parents don't even see what they feed their children. Like they prefer, they give water to their plants, but they go and give all kinds of sweet juice to their children. It doesn't make sense. A lot of things doesn't make sense in society today. All to keep us in low vibration and low consciousness, to never realize who we are. Well, now we're waking up. We're waking up and we're realizing who we are slowly, and we're going to keep seeking and searching, and we're going to find eventually who we are. Hopefully. Jabo?
Yeah, we have even Kevin from UK, though.
Yeah,
nice to see you, bro.
We have a lot of people from UK, from Spain, from Belgique, our friend Belgium. Bubbles.
We hear the connection is broken. Someone say the connection is broken.
Me, I have everything good here.
Maybe only.
The
Okay.
connection is broken.
Maybe only his connection though. Houston.
Houston, we hear you, Houston. No, that's great. It's great to have great people like Philip. That's what I said at the beginning. I'm so happy to, there's a lot of real people in this world, and people that see the world the way we see it, the way we should see it, the real way. Because there is people that are awakening, and there's more and more, and it's so wonderful to see that. Me, that's why I say it's the most wonderful time to be alive. Don't waste your time on the sideline watching TV. Jump in, jump in. We're waking up and we're spreading truth and inspiration. So get on board. Get on board. You know, nothing stop. You don't have to go on YouTube to absolutely do something for humanity. You can impact locally people around you very, very easily with your voice. With you're gonna tell. You don't know who you're gonna say something. You're gonna tell like me, like me. Look, someone told me the Earth was not a spinning ball, and look where I am. So imagine, you never know the power of planting a seed in someone's head, what it's going to do. And I'm an example of that because someone told me the truth and I said, whoa, I got to take this and that another level. So here I am on YouTube every day, not every day, but every week yapping my mouth for sure because I love it. It's a great moment for me every time to do that and to touch base with Jabba like that. Wiz in Switzerland, and we're sharing vibes so much together. It's like my brother from another mother. That's what it is. Yeah, he's there, my brother now. So I said. I said you're my brother from another mother. That's great. No, so anyway, there's so much we can add on to this dream of life, but I think the most important thing to start living that dream of life is to realize who we are, realize how powerful you are, and don't let your mind be crushed by those Babylonian people in the system. Don't let the system blow your mind because that's what's happening for a lot of people. The system is blowing their mind, and they never touch a little bit of what they could do in life. They don't even realize their potential. Like we're all unique. We all have greatness. We all have something to share with the world. You're here on a purpose. You're here on a mission. You're not just a random speck. You have an immense importance to the whole humanity. And that's what they don't want you to realize. They don't want you to realize because the moment you start realizing how powerful you are and how great you are and how inspiring you can be to others to change the world, whoa, game over. Now you don't let your mind be in control. Even if now I'm under the questioning if I'm mind control or not, actually right now when I speak, but I don't think so. I think I'm seeing pretty clear and all that. But the confusion and illusion is so big that I even question what I'm questioning.
Yeah.
So it goes deep. It goes deep.
But it is like we say in the beginning. It is definitely important to not get into fantasy and like find the truth on all different corners. So the truth is right here, right now, and the main goal is definitely to go back to the dream of life, because we are here for that. That is our purpose, to enjoy the paradise that it is here on earth, so
And
it is also like for me the main point is also about the whole not ball earth and no universe and space and so on, is to realize again how it is not suddenly we are like a sand grain, in the whole universe. We are way more than that, and that is the whole illusion also, to bring us away from space and time, is to make us believe that we are just a huge like a small little bullshit in the middle of the universe.
you said we. Because now there is people that gonna say, "Oh, I never felt like that. I never felt like a grain of sand." When we come and talk here, we don't talk for ourselves. We don't give freaking opinions. We talk for the
Hmm.
whole. If we talk about something, we're talking about all of us. It's not about me. It's not about Jabba. It's not about us. It's about all of us. So if we
Yeah,
talk
and
about something that we experience, we all experience this trauma. So,
yeah, and we face the consequences all together, you know. So that's why we are in the same bullshit. We cannot say that there are some awake and some asleep. We are still, we are still asleep, you know. So
yeah.
that is also what we can, and the dream of life have to come back, you know. Our ancestors, they dreamed the life, you know, and something start to come into and confuse the whole dream of life, you know. And it is enough for one man to have a distorted dream of life to get to make that dream um, come to others, and that they start to get doubt and also start to have this nightmare, you know. So we have to get all conscious, you know, and we are all in that same boat. And the urgency is really, many don't really comprehend the urgency of the situation, you know. But
But
we yeah,
the population in general doesn't know what's happening, but they don't
no,
even
it's
know
not
that they
it's
don't
not
know. They
even,
don't
no,
know that they
I
don't know.
no, you know, but we have to stop talking about the general public. We have to talk about the ones who are awakening, and we are talking to the ones who claim they are awake, right?
Yeah.
So we have to talk to them, the ones who already comprehend that there is a huge lie out there, you know. I don't talk about the ones who make their bed in the system, you know. I I cannot say that I don't care about them, but I know that they made their choice already. They made their mental suicide. They are like
Yeah,
zombies
but
walking
often they
around.
don't know. Often they don't know. This is what I'm saying.
But
They don't.
we
Often
don't.
you're
But
under
this,
such a trance that you don't
yeah,
even
but
know.
Yannick, this is not our responsibility. This is not that we don't have to worry about them.
Oh
Yeah,
no, I
you know.
don't worry. No.
Yeah, but we don't have to care about them. We are not responsible for them. So the thing what I'm talking about is about the people who claim they are awake, but they don't really see the whole mess, you know.
Yeah, the whole mess.
So that is it is about to really realize that as soon as we wake up, that there is bullshit around, continue to look what it is really around, you know.
Yeah, but
Because we just cannot say that we are now the elite because we are awake, right? That is also like what happened in the whole truth movement, that they think that they're elite because they discover a certain lie, and all attachments to any lie, you know, even if you discover a lie and then you promote the lie because you discovered the lie, it's the same. We are going in the same nightmare and fantasy to promote the fantasy instead of the dream of life. And I get myself caught up in there too, and I'm very hard with myself to say, no, you don't have to go in that, you know. You don't go in that direction, correct your direction, because it is again like a fantasy, you know. And we all get caught up in that kind of mantra, how I call it. It is pure mantra, you know. It is all these different kind of rituals we do, this kind of habitudes, the kind of drugs, addictions, attachments, and all this kind of bullshit. We really have to let go, because they are on the plan of full destruction, you know. The people who they think they want to kill everything, they want to kill man, and they still think that life on earth goes still go on if man is not there anymore. So they already give up on man. They say, yeah, human, they just can die on earth, you know. Finally they can go, so the life will be nice again. No, this is the real end of all life. People don't comprehend that.
You know, something also that people that research the flat earth get caught up a lot is when they start saying that, oh, because we discovered the flat earth, now you have an immense importance to God. Like they associated the flat earth with God. Like you see the psyop, what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but this
This
is,
is where the psyop
yeah,
takes place.
but I think this is an important issue to talk about. Have nothing to do with flat Earth itself. It have to do about the whole construct. You know, like what we are seeing here today on Earth, we are incapable of recognizing that our ancestors built that all. Man, no other creator or something like that. And this is the same. Like there was Altais before, but now they believe in God. You know,
That's
because they
why.
discover. Yeah, but that is the people are, let's say, we are so confused of who we really are. That's why we cannot remember that we build all that, you know. So that is that, but the question is not, no, that is impossible, I don't remember creating a tree. Yeah, but look around you, how much stuff we are killing. We are trained to kill stuff, to be attached on that stuff. We are polluted our body with toxication and I don't know what. Our brain get fully completed manipulated. So don't say that you don't remember to create the tree, right? Well, think about what is in our mind that we don't remember that fact. You know, that is the biggest issue we have to question on this side. But there is no creator, there is no other outside creator than man.
But
And
that's why I say there's a lot of psyop and that flat Earth awakening on YouTube. There are a lot of people are promoting different agenda with different goals and ending. And I don't know me. The moment me, I am for truth. I am not for flat Earth. I'm not for hollow Earth. I am for truth, and I want to know the truth. So I will go where it takes me. But for sure, we get caught up in so many psyop, and we don't see it. We think we discovered the truth. Oh, the flat Earth. Yeah, and at the beginning, I came out on my other channel. Oh, I was talking about God, and I'm gonna leave them there, the video, for sure, for people to see the progression in myself also, because it's a journey. The stuff I was saying a year ago, yes, I totally relate to it again today. But I mean, I changed my analysis and I stopped having emotional attachment to the words, which I had a lot before, especially with God. Like I always believed in God, believed in God, believed in God, but never seen him. Like
the thing is simple. As soon as we give away any belief or intention or energy to something that, you know, not directly but indirectly into something, it is not different to believe in flat Earth, God, Christianity, Satanism, science, physics, or believe in your neighbor or believe in yourself. That is all the same bullshit, right? Yeah. So it is no difference in all that beliefs. And there's no competition also to have more beliefs or less. And like you said, for me, it was clear when I was 12, 14 years old that I don't want to believe nothing, but I want to know, right? But I start to believe too in many things, you know, like the whole music business, the whole, you know, just the whole, yeah, you have to at least a part, and then you enter into the system, or the money, of course, the money, yeah, everyone get caught up, and then you enter into the system and you think, well, that is how people see life, right? Because that is the presumption, right? Yeah, everyone sees it because they are in it. But as I always say, it is not because the many are doing it, it is right to do. So we have to see, even if the many are doing it, if the thing is logical and makes sense towards life.
yeah.
So
if you find yourself on the side of the majority, take a pause and reflect.
Yeah. That's also with the food that I have a brand or a promotion on TV or a commercial on TV. Don't buy it. You know, it's like it is the same. It is all what it is proposed by the system and put in light by the system. Politicians, stars, movies, books, all that science, discoveries, history, and this all what it is proposed by the system is definitely fake. You know, so if not, they would not promote it. It is against life, and that is also what what dead is all about. Maybe we have some minutes about to talk about dead, because we talk about life also. Real dead is when we give up to third-party thoughts of the system. Again, real dead, that is when man destroy things. When man destroy life, absence of life is dead, and man kills. An animal don't kill, right? This is completely bullshit. Unconditioned animal in nature, life, don't kill for nothing, right? Even if we see that something happened in nature, we don't know, right? And also the people who are like attacked by wild animals, the wild animal detect the distortion in life. That's why he attack man or human, right? Because he is not man anymore. Man would not get attacked by a wild animal if he is really man. But because he is human, he gets fear, he have emotions, and so on. And then you have a certain distortion in the thing, and the animal is like, what the hell is going on? You have to kill that shit, you know, because the animal have unconditional love towards life. So
Yeah,
if the animal detects something, this distortion within life, he will kill it. But it's not in the killing, in the mind of man killing. It is because life have to prosper.
yeah. I always was under the impression the same thing. Same thing you said. No, for sure. Dead. Let the dead bury the dead. That's what Peter Tosh used to say. Let the dead bury the dead. But what is life after death? Life after what is if everything?
Yeah.
Like, why do we believe all kinds of stuff like that and reincarnation and all?
You just said. You just said. What is life after life? There is no life after life. Life is always alive. You
Okay,
just
and
said it.
what about people that had after death experience? There is people that's some kind of tunnel or something.
Well,
What is that imagination again before you die?
Let's say it again. There is no life after life. When you go out of the circle of life, then you're dead. Right? So that this have to be said, because there is no afterlife after life. Once life is finished, it is dead and cannot. It is not like the story of Jesus, who he's just coming back. You know, no, this doesn't happen, right?
So you think that we're here and that's it? It's here and now, and that after.
Again, who we are, right? You come back to the question who we are. If we are the we, then we will stay alive. But if we are in divide, you all, then we divide with life already, and then we are already dead. Right? So it's not about me coming back as incarnation. No. This is the dead thought of life. But there is no beginning and no end to life. Only man can finish life. So on the moment that he decides that he have to have an afterlife, he is already dead. Right? So we are going into...
Because he's given up to the concept of life, so he's already dead.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, no, it's not he giving up to the concept of life. They explained concept of life.
Yeah.
And the explained concept of life is already dead. So it is all the instruction and the thing. So life is, there's no beginning. There's no beginning of a tree. It's not the seed, because the seed is coming from another tree. When the leaf is falling down from the tree, he becomes life again, right? It becomes earth again, where another tree can grow in it. So there is no beginning. There is no end to life. And that is the same for us. So when the body is dying, it's like the leaf falling down from the tree, and the body get back to life, right? And if we make the separation between our soul and our body, then we are already in the divide. So we are already dead again, right? So if we are not, mind and life is one. Life is all the same. So if we divide ourselves out of that of life, we are dead.
So they
And this is
separate us. They separate us from everything, even from who we are. Even from who we
exactly
are. It's
exactly.
so bad, so bad. This
It is
evil
very
people,
perverted. Yeah.
very perverted, inverted, satanic world. And wow, we're gonna see
It is,
clear
it
one
is
day.
incredible, but it is that we have to that we have to give up all the thoughts that are created by the church to make us believe that we are someone who we are not. Because anytime we claim that we are something that we are not, we are the imposter of the truth. So we become the liar, and that's we are all trained to. So therefore it's even more important. And anytime we lie, we create a curse. So we create a curse for ourselves first. That's why we get pissed off. And when we get pissed off, we have to go to someone to give him that curse, right? And often it doesn't work. If we have to find a victim that he take the whole curse, right? To manipulate someone that he will take the curse. And that is exactly what is happening with all the politicians and then so on. And they don't even lie. They don't lie. We don't comprehend the words, right? So we name them liars and project all the bad stuff on them, but they don't take it because they are not lying, right? So we are just cursing ourselves anytime we have a bad thought about someone, a judgment or complaining or like victimizing ourselves. So we are always in that between dead and life, you know. But it is ourselves who kill ourselves. It is nobody else.
It's a perpetual roller coaster of emotion, of emotion. Perpetual roller coaster. This life.
It
It's up
is.
and down.
It is.
Life is like a seesaw. Teacher D has a song. He says, "Life is like a seesaw. Things go
No,
up
but
and
that is
down."
not. This is not the life. That is the life, the
That,
conditioned life.
that's
Because
it.
life, it is without harm, right? It is paradise on earth, right?
I think.
There's
I think
yeah.
so. I think we are
I,
living
I,
in a
I don't think
paradise.
I see it. I see it. I
I
think
know. I know. So I see it. That's it.
yeah. And the thing is also no harm, no curse, no harm, no lust, and the life is a gift. Because as soon as we start to process the curse, we can have material damage, we can have accident, and people can die. We have to know that the people are dying because they are cursed. They are not dying because of illness or just like accident, like just happen like that. No, never. We have to comprehend that even in Palestine, if a family get wiped out by um, Israel bombers, we don't know this family, right? We don't know the harm and the projection, and doesn't matter the circumstances, right? It doesn't matter the circumstances to go into harm. And that is the same for the people who say like, yeah, we need death penalty, we need this kind of stuff. You know, they are cursing themselves already. So it is all about the curse that happened on earth and the ones who process the curse. So the psychopaths are like best in that to manipulate. So the people will process the curse, they will get doubt, and they think they are responsible about the harm that occur, you know. So because they are doubt and they don't love themselves, they are allowed to harm themselves in the grant of others. And that is the same
That's
also for many friends or so on, you know, like, oh, my friend is feeling not good and so on, and suddenly he's not feeling good.
you know,
Why?
we're so disconnected, detached from who we are, where we are, and everything, that the majority of the people you're gonna cross in life, you're gonna ask them what's the purpose of life, what is love, the basic question, and they don't know what to answer you. They don't
Yeah,
know. They don't know what is life. You ask them what is life. Oh, I don't know. Maybe working. They don't
yeah.
know. People don't even know who they were so divided. It's terrible.
We didn't learn to think, you know, like that is I maybe had that stuff in the Steiner school, that they learned us to learn things, how to learn things, right? So like I just can learn anything, you know. I have no issue to learn to do whatever if it's needed, and if I'm interested and I see the purpose in it, I will just like to do it, you know. And it's not, again, that is our own judgment. If we say, like, if you like something or you don't like it, that is our own emotional attachment to the thing. But if we see the purpose in it and it have to be done, then do it without being grumpy and so on, and the things are going just fine, you know. So it is always to be in the present, here and right now, and that is the most, that is what the basic of all, you know, is the time and the lie of time and space that brings us that we are not in the here and now, that makes that we are like completely someone else than who we are in the right here and right now. So it is all like accumulation of all these different traumas to say, like, I want to get free of that, I want to get free of that, but you are like blocked of this one, you're like blocked of that one. But again, it is all what it is. Why the people they are sometimes surprised why I suddenly see the things so quickly, but we have to comprehend that the reaction of the system are systematically. The reaction of the system are systematically, right? If someone get pissed off, he will always use the same mantras, the same patterns to find an excuse, to find a thing, and then he victimizes himself and he run away. You know, it is like always the same. It is always reaction, solution, you know, like the problem, reaction, solution. That is all what we have. But we always search for the solution as soon as we get the problem, instead to look really at the problem, because the problem is the painful part of it, because we have our emotional attachments to it, right? So it is always that never-ending circle where we are just run after time and space and try to recover what we could not do, and so on. We get confused all the time. So it is important to come to the here and now, to reflect over all that stuff, that we can spot out the blind spots. The blind spots is all that limits ourselves to really make the dream of life.
That's what you learn a lot during my journeys, to live in the now, to appreciate the present moment, because that's all there is. And if you were talking about opportunity before, I think, or something, if someone offers you something or to do something, you don't know how to do it, just say yes and learn how to do it after. That's what I did. I think that's the best thing in life, and to just go at it. And
the worst thing that you can do is to fail, you know.
Yeah, that's what stops a lot of people, the fear of failure.
No, it's the fear of the judgment. It's not the fear of the fail, it is the fear of the judgment.
What other people's gonna think of you.
Yeah, exactly. But the only way to learn is to fail, right? To make a mistake, then you know how to take the things correctly. That is what...
That's great. So, Jabba, it was a pleasure again to have you on the Truman Show with me. Always very grateful for these moments. I appreciate them to the highest emotion possible, because they tried to keep us locked in the lowest human emotion possible, but here we're bringing the emotion to the highest human possible. Feelings, that's it. So yeah, anyway, so that was a great pleasure again, and we're going to be back sometime in August. Jabba, like you said, is going to take a little time off with the family and everything, which is great for the month of July. Relax a bit, put back the thoughts in motion, and not in emotion, but in motion. Very different. Put the thoughts in motion, and that's it. And we're gonna see each other very again soon. And thanks everybody for being here. We appreciate a lot every time, and it's not the first one, it's not the last one, and there's gonna be many more. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Yannick.
Yeah, bless up.